Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Um, the first lesson that I taught, or the first topic that I talked about in 2026 was God's peace. And it's been a couple of weeks, but my heart and my mind are still, deeply focused on the peace of God. My goodness. In that lesson, I had revealed that there are over 10,000 major and minor conflicts occurring in the world. And that number grows, daily. Goodness. Knowing this, I was thinking this week, I'm just overjoyed with the spread of people returning and coming to God. Young men and women are returning to God in record numbers. And like I said, this makes my heart glad. Now, while huge portions of those numbers are returning, many of them, as one young man was on TV talking about it, many of them are discovering God for the first time. God. They're being introduced, or these people being introduced, or some reintroduced to God's love and his kindness and his mercy and his grace. And I feel like this is just what we need, God, amid chaos and confusion. I want you to recognize a statement that I made earlier. I said, people are coming and returning to God. Now, I'm not stating any distinct organization or denomination. I'm not focusing on any religion or worship style. What I am speaking on is people coming back or initially acknowledging God. And my intent here is that people are in desperate need of love and understanding and kindness and mercy. And that's just what they're looking for. That's what they're seeking for as they reach out to God, allowing his acceptance of them. All right. Now, God's acceptance of them. That's a powerful statement that I just made. When I was introduced to organized religion, the notion was that I had to do some changing in my life before God would accept me as his. The logic proposed in that, what it proposed to me was an impossible task. God. I was asked to change, but I had no power to do it. And this led me to be not sure of the foundation on which I was embarking. This brings me to today's topic, which is entitled God Fallout. My mission statement today is that we don't allow misfortune or anything else, God, to keep us apart from God. The word fallout is not found in the King James Bible. It's not an old word, so you wouldn't find it there. So no, you may find it in new translations, but not in the King James Bible. Synonyms for the word fallout are consequences, outcome, and results. The dictionary description for fallout is vague because the word itself does not have a real meaning. Okay, so this is what the dictionary gives you. I only wrote down three of them. One, an unexpected or incidental effect, outcome, or product. Two, effects or results. Three, to happen or occur. Doesn't tell you much, does it? Yeah. So biblically, fallout focuses on one's need for repentance or healing. The Bible uses the word backsliding to talk about believers needing to return to faith in God after falling out of his community. The key theme in those Bible verses that talk about fallout emphasizes God's willingness to restore those who have wandered away, promising them his mercy as they return. Now, here's just a few of those Bible verses that talk about returning. I'm going to read from the NIV Bible. Jeremiah 3:22, and it reads, return, faithless people. I will cure your backsliding. Now, this Bible verse highlights God's direct call for wandering believers to come back and be healed. Now, NIV Bible, Proverbs 24:16. Our first one was Jeremiah 3:22. This next one is Proverbs 24:16. For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. This Bible verse highlights resilience and the ability to recover from setbacks in your faith. The last one, Isaiah 55:7, it reads, and this again is the NIV Bible. It reads, let the wicked forsake their ways and the unrighteous their thoughts. Let them turn to the Lord and he will have mercy on them, and to our God, for he will freely pardon. Now, these Bible verses predominantly focus on those who were at one time introduced to God and for some reason fell out. These verses let them know that God will receive them back and restore them to him. The difference between those who are returning to God and those who are being introduced to him for the first time is that those who leave God know him, and circumstances or situations resulted in a fallout, God, between them and God. Oh my goodness. And this fallout can only be resolved by their return. Now, notice my words, their return. God does not move out of place. Oh my goodness. He is always everywhere. Omnipresent, omniscient God does not have to go to the mountain or to the valley to see you. He is always right there, present in every person's moment. That's why we have to do returning. We have to come back. And I'm going to talk about that comeback in a minute. So, what am I talking about today? Church fallout or God fallout? God fallout. With combinations of world chaos, the country is in crisis now. States, every state seems to be in disarray. God. Our cities appear to be almost on fire. Oh my God. Our neighborhoods are drowning and hurting. And this has trickled down to the smallest common number our families are living in total confusion. With many of us having experienced God in some form at some moment in our lives, the question we need to ask is, what made us leave? With all this going on, why did we walk away from him? Oh my goodness. Luke 15, the 11th to the 32nd verse is a very famous Bible story entitled The Prodigal Son. It talks about a rich father who owns land and property and has financial resources that apparently are unlimited. The son has a falling out with his father and he leaves. Now, we all know the story. The son comes home and is received by his father again after some rough life experiences. And this brings me to those who have a relationship with God and for some reason had a falling out. This fallout derives from various situations. I don't know what those situations are. All I understand is that something happened, and the results of that is fallout with God. I want you to know today that those of you who may have fallen out, I do not condemn you, not one bit, not one. Paul said, who can condemn you? In Romans 8. He says, who is that can condemn you? I don't even have anything negative to say about you, God. When I was growing up in the church, the word backslider was used a lot. And I'm gonna tell you something. That word made me feel like a failure. God. It made me feel like I ruined my opportunity to be with God and to live with him as his child, when in actuality, that is far from the truth. Oh my goodness. Myself, I've had fallout before. I've had fallout before. Goodness. And as the dictionary description of the word fallout documented, it was the results of some conditions. Goodness. In other words, something happened, somebody did something, somebody said something, mistreatment happened, something. Mm-hmm. And the results were I had a fallout. Good God. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm older now. So, and I've been here for a while. I understand that my falling out was never with God. Oh my goodness. It was more of a conditional effect. Maybe some people suffered some loss of some type, or maybe financial ruins, maybe total collapse within the family structure. And it was amid this that I decided that God wasn't there for me, and the results were we had a fallout. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, in my time of dealing with my fallout, goodness, I found it took a while, but I found that God was more understanding than I gave him credit for. Goodness. I didn't understand me. I didn't understand the depth of his love or how far he would go just to rescue and reclaim me. I didn't know how invested in me God was. Why, Ella? Why does he love us so much? My answer to that is I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. He just does. It's like the prodigal son's father. The son, when he went away, the son prepared a speech that he would hopefully, he was going to give this speech to his father, hopefully that would bring him back into the fold of his father's house. And he said there he would humbly serve as a worker. When his father saw him, his father met him on the road. Good God. And the father's response was, "You can't live here like that. You are a son." Oh my God. And nothing on earth can change that. You can't take away the fact, you can't one day just take away the fact that, goodness, you belong to me. And you can't live as though you don't. Oh my goodness, let me have this here. You can't live like you don't belong to me. That's just not the way it can happen. It can't happen like that. You're a son and you're going to live here like a son. How it was for me when I returned, when I was going through my thing, and I returned emotionally back to God. Goodness. I found that not only did he never leave the spot where I left him, but he also was sitting there waiting, God, just to take me back. And he took me back, God, without conditions, goodness, without condemnation. Oh, my goodness. Without ridicule. Like the prodigal son's father in the story, this father never allowed his son to even give the apology speech. Oh my God. He just took him back as his son. Romans, King James Bible, Romans 8:35-37 says, "Who shall separate me from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, God, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. Goodness. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us." Goodness. There's something about returning emotionally to God. When your heart and mind are emotionally involved with God, I'm going to be real straight with you here. Goodness, there is nothing he won't do. There's no level where God won't pull you from if you're emotionally involved in him. Oh my God. Romans 8:38-39, and this is the MSG Bible. To finish that out, it reads, "Do you think anyone is going to be able to drive a wedge, good God, between us and Christ's love for us? There is no way." No trouble, no hard times, God, not hatred, not hunger, not homelessness, not bullying threats, not backstabbing, not even the worst sins listed in Scripture. I am absolutely convinced that nothing living or dead, angelic or demonic, today or tomorrow, high or low, thinkable or unthinkable, absolutely nothing can get between us and God's love. Oh my goodness, Paul makes it straight. Paul said, not even my fallouts, oh my goodness, can separate me from him. And it's not because I have power, because I don't, but he has the power to keep me. And not only does he have power, but he has the resolve to get me when I'm down. Goodness. And when I have my fallouts. Oh my goodness. My God, my God, my God. When it comes to the new believers, and these are people who are freshly being introduced to this loving God, your reliance on caretakers to enlighten you is crucial right now. There's a Bible verse that says, how will I know unless somebody explains to me? Oh my goodness. God has placed people in position to instruct you with a prelude to him. And oh my goodness, as one of those people who feel that they have a relationship with God, I welcome you with open arms. And I encourage you to hold fast to the loving God that you're being introduced to. You might get frustrated at times in your surroundings, but even though you may have moments when you fall out, remember, nothing can separate you. Goodness. God is always ready, anxious, and willing, God, to bring you back to him when you're emotionally invested in him. Thank you for hearing me today. Be blessed. I hope this message helps you.